Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Trading Academy. As always, I'm your host, Josh Lillquist. On the last segment, we covered the markets as far as timing the market, strategies designed to have an area of interest to either get in your positions, but also to get out of your positions. The key is to understand is you do not have to be timing the market at the exact price. We call them zones. We call them demand zones, supply zones. Areas where big investors, the Buffetts of the world, the Goldman Sachs, the banks, the institutions, have a high probability of buying and selling. That way we can jump along and ride their coattails or ride along with them, because we all know they move the markets. It takes billions and billions of dollars to move the markets. They do that, and they have that. So that's why we have a built-in advantage, because we can get in and out of our positions at ease. And we cover that strategy, that concept, in these investing classes that we do locally here in the metro area. By the way, congratulations for those people in the last segment that called and texted in for investing class tickets. But if you missed it, we have investing classes that Al teaches. I teach these as well all across the metro, actually in multiple states as well. But you can simply come into one of these classes and just come in and meet us and talk about the financial markets by calling or texting the word trading to the number 952-905-0975. When you do that, we're going to make sure we either answer, or if you text, we'll get you text back with the dates and also a link to our landing page so you can pick your own date. We have these classes during the week. We also have them on the weekend. I'm going to give the number here in a second, so get your phones ready. These classes are 2 hours long. Saturdays, we do them on Fridays, Thursdays, pretty much in a neighborhood near you. So call or text the word trading, and that's to the number 952-905-0975. We'll make sure we get answers to those calls and text messages. We also appreciate the subscribers on the podcast. I've been talking about this the last couple months. We're trying to make this the number one global podcast in the financial markets, and we are loving all the help that you're giving us. By the way, is to subscribe to a podcast. It is free. You can go to Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We do market updates on here. We put the show in here. So if you missed part of the show, go to one of those podcast sites, and you can do this all from your phone and just type in Investing and Trading Live. And you can actually see Al's nice face and my face on there as well at the picture. Face? Well, I kicked the show off at the beginning saying I was looking good, so I might as well show everybody, right?
No, I thought we were talking about me now.
Oh, no, it's also called filters. That works really, really well. So that's what the kids are doing these days, is putting filters on all their pictures. So, simply call or text the word trading to the number 952-905-0975 and follow the podcast, Investing and Trading Live, wherever you listen to podcasts. Al, in this segment here, we've talked about the solution to profitable trading in the first segment, which comes down to some market timing. Mm-hmm. But also it's being in the right vehicle. Right. There's vehicles that we drive or utilize to get anywhere. I was just in Florida. Obviously, I flew there because I didn't want to take a day or two to drive there. Now, that's a much faster way to get there. I could have drove. I could have rode a bike. There are different ways to get there. But I wanted to do that in the best time opportunity, just to have some more time on the beach. We can do that same thing in the financial markets. There's multiple vehicles in the markets. You have stocks. Everybody knows about the stock market, but there's also vehicles like the futures market, the Forex market, and the options market. But it's really determining which one is best for you. Now, with a quick question, I want you to answer with a one-word answer, and then I want you to give me a reason why you're saying that. So to this question, when I say futures, Forex, options, and stocks, okay, which one is the best to trade?
That depends.
Okay, so that was a one-word answer. I do like that.
Take away that.
Okay, that wasn't two. It depends. Okay. Now, why do you say that?
Because everybody's different. People have different objectives. People are made up differently. They have different risk tolerances. But it really comes down to what's important to you. And one of the things that we do is look at that. Who you are, where are you now, and where do you want to be in the future? What do you want your financial life to look like down the road? We have to know that to be able to identify the proper vehicle to help you get there. And it's going to be different for different people. No, there is not one size fits all kind of strategy. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of the Wall Street firms will do. They'll put you in a one size fits all strategy. Put your money in some mutual funds, just hold on to it, don't worry about it. Well, that's the easy way for them to do business, but it's probably not the best way for you to get the maximum benefit out of your money. So it depends. If you're looking for short-term income, having a long-term investment strategy is not the best vehicle for you, or the best way to look for short-term income. What do you mean by short-term income? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? The strategy you use or the vehicle you use, and we're talking about things like not just the stock market, but things like futures, forex, options. Those are different vehicles that can be used for different outcomes. And for everybody out there, there is one or more. There's a path that's right for you that might not be right for someone else. So it totally depends on the individual, and that's the important thing. Instead of putting you in a bucket with a couple thousand other people, if you want to really have the opportunity to have the financial life that you seek, that you really dream of, then you're going to have to do something that's specific to you. And even like you talked about gambling. Well, some people look at the market as gambling. If you want to look at that, look at you as being the house, not the person walking in off the street to gamble. Mm-hmm. But everybody that comes into the house doesn't go to the same thing. They don't all go to the slot machines or to the tables. They'll go to different things based on maybe their skill level. But in the markets, there are things that you can use that are really ideal for you as an individual to have the greatest probability of achieving the success that you want. That's all part of a proper education. And education should look at everybody individually and put together a plan that's specific to you, that covers all of the different things that can happen. You shouldn't have a strategy and a plan that gets you in a position where you have to go, oh, something's changed in the economy. What do I do now? A proper plan, a proper strategy should have you positioned so that you know what to do. And number one, no matter what's happening, you are protected. That's the number one thing that you should concentrate on.
Yeah. One of the things that you just said there is it comes down to a proper education. Now, I was having a conversation with some good friends a while back, and they were, I believe they're in their late 50s or so, and they were talking about, I was talking about education, why it's so important to get that education. And there was three of them, and two people had one quote, and the other one was like, that doesn't make any sense. Here was the two people's quotes. They said, and they were in their, like I said, mid to late 50s. They said, "Oh, I'm too old to get an education." And the other person said, "Come on, you guys, you're at halftime. You have 40, 50 years of your life left. You're never too old for an education, and why not start something, learn something, get some education, so then the rest of your life hopefully is better than what you have now, or is reaching goals that you have right now, especially financially." So the person really kind of put them in their place, because it's never too old for an education. You're never too old, but you have to get started. And that was really the problem that they had, is they didn't really feel like they wanted to start. And then we talked more about what they want to achieve and some of the dreams that they have in retirement. And they said, you know what, we need to start now. That way, when we get to this time, we are ready. We can do the fun things we want to do. We want to be able to travel. We want to be able to do all those fun things that people like to do in retirement. And it was starting that they needed to do. So I want to invite people to get started. Get started to build a plan, build a strategy to whatever goal that you have financially. But it all comes down to understanding which asset is going to be the right one for you, which vehicle. And it depends it depends on what you need to utilize it for, kind of like the example I gave with the airplane or driving a car or riding a bike. You're going to get there, but how fast and efficiently do you want to get there? We have investing classes that we've been giving away seats to on the show here today that it really helps people get started and knowing what vehicles are, first off, are available, but then which one is right for you specifically, because Al really hit the nail on the head. It depends on what you need it to do for you. So I want to invite you to one of these investing classes. We do them all across the metro. We have our state-of-the-art facility here in Bloomington, but we're also in Maple Grove, Wayzata, Edina, Woodbury, Shoreview. And these are about 2-hour classes. I teach these. Al teaches these as well. So it's great talking with folks about the financial markets. So simply call or text the word trading to the number 952-905-0975. So get your phones ready. I'm going to give that number again. Call or text the word trading to the number 952-905-0975 for 2 seats for an investing class. That's one for you and one for a friend. Stay tuned. We have a lot more to discuss in the next segment. We're going to continue this discussion about the right asset, but what are some of the opportunities and the advantages of using these other assets? This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We will be right back.